Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's myself, George Devil Dog. I just want to say, hope everyone's having a great Labor Day out there. Make sure everyone's staying safe and everything. I want to say, to everyone out there, uh, thanks to everyone for all the achievements, accomplishments that everyone has done for all the hard work that all the Americans out there working their asses off have been doing out there, accomplishing all the hard work. And want to thank everyone for that. I appreciate that. Hey, good morning to you, to the great Lord Doc, as I always say. Yeah, happy Labor Day to you. Appreciate that. And as I just mentioned, all the great achievements, all the hard work that all of us do out there, all the great Americans out there, the hard workers. I want to thank everyone for that. All of our troops out there overseas, here stateside, all of them right now in DC, all of our employees that work with the federal government as well. We're all hard workers here. We can't demean anyone, discourage anyone from hard work. We're all here. We're in some kind of capacity. So everyone's all here doing some kind of work in their field, whatever line of work that may be. At least you're in that area doing your job, whatever it may be. Uh, Yeah, that's right, Lord Doc. The great Lord Doc. I gotta say it, the great Lord Doc, and I salute you, and I appreciate you for being in here for a minute or 2 minutes, whatever that may be. You're doing your thing, and I know everyone else is out there, But right now over here, it's about to be 11 o'clock out here in South Korea. Obviously, the soldiers out here had their day off, so I didn't work either, of course. Tomorrow morning around 8:30, I'll be at work, so I'm not really worried about it because I get plenty of sleep all the time. So, but it's important for me as well because I got members of my family that work hard, and I'm doing this live not just for them as well, but all my fellow subscribers out there and everyone out there in our great country and the great United States of America that work their asses off, day by day, and earning a living out there. So I want to, thank everyone for that. Just like myself. No, I'm not some person like some people say that I make good money. I'm out here rich or nothing. No, if I was, I wouldn't be working. But I'm just blessed to have a good, decent job that I'm out here working in other countries and where there may be stateside or out of the country, which I currently am. I've told many of you before in my other previous live or the short I just did recently. I did a quick 3 minute live just showing you in the quick little streets of South Korea out here downtown Seoul. Uh, but yeah, no, we're all hard workers. Everyone out here that gets the opportunity to watch my lives whenever I do them. You know, um, I'm a hard worker just as you guys are. You know, and we all benefit from working our working our asses off and for our families, not only for ourselves but to take care of our families, to bring food home on the table and to take care of all of each other, so that's what we're here for. um, that's right. The Doc USA is, we're the best country in the world. Out here in South Korea, I love it. I was here in 2005 and in 2006. It's changed a lot, obviously, but I love Korean food, Korean barbecue, per se. Korean barbecue is one of my favorite Korean food. There's some other foods, Korean foods. I forgot the names of them, but the main primary one is Korean barbecue. That's one of my favorites. It's just pretty much a different types of meats they got. No, it's not cow or I mean, yeah, there's it's not goat, camel, or nothing odd that someone might think. But it's great food. That's all I can say. You got kimchi. Yeah, they got ramen out here also, but it's good food. You can't say it's great food out here. But yeah, no, no, it's not dog. Yeah, no, I would not go for that either. I'm a big dog lover, as you know that. You know, and I like to see every time when you show King the other day out there. You know, I like to see him as well. Out there running around and prepping him for a shower the other day. That's cool. But yeah, no, but yeah, no, it's great out here. I love South Korea. I'll be out here for about 6 months, so probably about January, February. Sometimes I like to be out of the country doing work because it gets me a little break being back home stateside, and obviously many of you know, and especially you, Doc, that from California. Unfortunately, Los Angeles, not the city, but LA County per se. But I don't live there. I don't own a home, thank goodness. But it's just it is what it is for right now. In the near future, maybe I might consider leaving the state. Because of the horrific conditions they are there. But right now, it's just so much that people need to understand that goes with moving. You need to have the financial, status. Your financial situation needs to be there. You need to have all the logistical stuff planned out. And there's just so much stuff that goes into moving. It's not just say like, okay, I hate California, I hate LA. Next month I'm moving. No, there's so much that goes into it. Logistical planning. You gotta be financially ready, set to go. You gotta have so much stuff ready, set. It's not like, oh, okay, well, next month I'm moving, I'm getting out of here. It's not. People think it's so simple like that. It's not. It's not. I wish it were that easy. I had the, financial uh, means to get out of the state, because honestly, I would. Um, Not so much, no more far east, than the Midwest, but I'm thinking of possibly maybe Oregon, where my uncle's at. He's in Southern Oregon, Medford, close to Crater Lake, close to the California border, obviously. But Southern Oregon is beautiful. The political situation, I don't really care about up there, but it's just the view in Oregon is just so beautiful up there. I don't like the desert area. I couldn't go to Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, or anywhere in the Midwest, like Alabama, Tennessee, or anything like that, or further east than that. It's just those places are just not. I don't see myself. I can't for that. Um, yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. They are. The great Lord Doc. Dang, school shopping. Damn, man. Yeah, that's well. I mean, I don't have no kids, that, but I don't know how many kids you got. I don't know if it's two. I can't remember, but that's probably cheap, honestly. I mean, I know that's a lot still, but comparative, you were living here in California, LA County, or in Orange County per se. Oh, okay, for both. Oh, okay, gotcha, man. Yeah, but yeah, like I said, I've been saving a lot, financially, and I've discussed this already a lot, through some of my other lives from last year and stuff, being real frugal with my money and stuff, and that's key to all this is being real frugal. You got to be real frugal and not you know over there spending money on things that are not necessarily things you need at this moment, like spending money on vacations, trips, and things that you don't need at this moment. Do you need a new car? Do you need to go on a vacation right now? Do you need this, that? No, no, that's you need to be frugal, with your money. You can't be over there on the spending spree, shopping things that you don't really need right now. You know, uh, whatever you got, that you got an old TV, it may be a flat screen, 5, 10 years old. Hey, it is what it is. It still works, right? You got an old car or whatever, a truck. Hey, you can deal with it as long as it's running. It gets you from point A to point B, then it's good, And that's where it gets back to the Labor Day situation. All the accomplishments, the achievements from all the hardworking Americans that always make the Labor Day a success is all that hard work that they put into the work and the financial savings, and they're able to save that, not squander that money into stuff they don't need to go get, whether that's a new car or go to Vegas or vacations, things that are not going to be, you know, uh, necessary for at this time and moment, especially things that are going on in our economy right now, this situation. And a lot of people are unaware of what's going on in our economic situations, who don't follow a lot of financial news. And I know a lot of people probably are not really into that stuff. I am a lot, and I am aware of what is going on in a lot of the financial sector news. And I know some people might feel that I'm, boring, probably talking about some of that stuff, but it's really key and important for people to find out what is going on in our economic situation, because there's so much stuff going on that is real key. Uh, and I don't like to bore people with it, but um, it's just a recommendation that if those of you, I don't want to preach to people, but I would recommend that some people probably should, probably listen to some people on YouTube, financial big dogs, uh, like the big people that you really don't hear about, big billionaires, not the big guys like Warren Buffett and all of the top names you constantly hear about. There's low key people that say what's going on, and like, well, there's a big guy. He's widely known. His name is Peter Schiff. He's a real guy. Ray Dalio is another one. A lot of these guys are always talking about what's going on and how our situation is not good right now. I'm sure Lord Doc's heard of these people, but yeah, I did, Lord Doc. Let me go. I didn't see your. I wasn't looking at your comments right now. I was just looking straight at the screen. Uh, oh, okay. You have four. Two are adults and two are still kids. All right, but it shouldn't be that way. It used to be able. Yeah, no, that's true. I'm going back to your comments. Yeah, before the average person, you would have, you were able to own a house, a car, a family, all on a one paycheck, and yeah, that was the American dream at one point back then. It really was. And I have seen silver over $40. I follow the markets a lot. I do. And I seen what all the other central banks are doing in Russia and China and India and all these BRICS nations and what they're doing, and European ones as well. They're doing a lot of stuff that we're not doing, and there's a sign. And that our own Federal Reserve is like, well, why are all these big countries spending billions and billions of dollars buying gold, gold, gold? And there's something they know that the average person uh, doesn't know, you know. And recently, Warren Buffett just cashed out, sold a bunch of his stock in cash, like a few $1 billion. So why would he do that? He cashed out. He's holding cash on hand, about a few $1 billion. Well, and he knows. So he knows something that the average person doesn't know. There's some other big dogs too that know about that stuff. So they know something that the average American that's invested in the stock market, probably in the middle, you know, that, you know, that they don't know. So, you know, that's why I always preach to people that I know, friends of mine who are highly invested in stocks and even crypto. And I preach this from people that I know that are involved in this stuff and people I listen to who are big into this stuff. Uh, Now, I don't want to preach no one because I don't want to give the wrong information, but I follow other financial people who are legit people now, and I was shocked about it, and you know it made me wake up. That's why I don't invest in that stuff because which is true, like he says, and I'm quoting that individual I listen to, and when people who invest in crypto, and I'm not shunning anyone, putting no one down does, but he made me wake up. I mean, I've never invested in crypto or in currencies or nothing like that, but it's just like he says, and I quote him. This is not coming from him, me. Uh, they're just digits on the screen. So yeah, it may be worth over 100,000 right now, but someone from Iran right now, or I'm on my laptop right now, and if I'm an excellent hacker from Russia, China, or whatever country it may be, I'm in your system right now. You're invested over 50 or 100 million in cryptos. I'm right there hacked in. I could just hit delete, and you're at $0, or transfer it over into my account, and there you go. And which is, I think, in my opinion, and this is just my opinion, which is true. They're just digits on the screen. Same thing with your bank account, right? I have enough money in my account just to pay my bills, cover necessities. Someone who hack into my account and just hit delete, and then next day I wake up, I don't got nothing in my account. I try to complain to the bank, and they say, well, there's nothing we can do. Yeah, you can file a report with the police and with federal agents, but yeah, most likely ain't nothing to do with the Federal Trade Commission, something like that. But again, I didn't want to go off topic from what I was discussing there, but I wanted to stick on what I saw Lord Doc preach, not preach, but the $40. And here you're right. Silver under $100 is a steal. And yes, the guy I've been listening to for years. I was getting the silver when it was about $13 an ounce, and this was like 6-7 years ago. Uh, exactly. Yeah. No, you're right. Dollars are not a payment. It's a promise of payment. Exactly. Exactly. No, I agree with you. I'm not a fan of crypto either. It's pretty much a gamble. It might as well you might as well just go to the casino and just play a blackjack or Texas Hold'em or whatever, roulette, baccarat, or whichever game you choose, or a slot machine. That's pretty much what it is. Uh, Okay, I used to follow him, Doc. I haven't, you know, in over the last, I want to say, year. I didn't know he would. He's on crypto now. I didn't know he is. Yeah, I just, I haven't followed him at all. Okay, so interesting. I didn't know he's all in for it. Interesting. Yeah, no, I don't. Yeah, I don't. I don't stand for that. Exactly. No, if you lose your password, it's locked. And because I did look at it one time, and I think there's like 10. I think there's like codes. I think you get like 10 of them or something. You got to do something like that, and you got to save everything. If not, you're done. You're done. Um, awesome. You got it at 17. Yeah, I got it when it was about 13. Uh, the three Troys are worth the 120. Okay. Awesome. Yeah, no, I gotta. The last time I got it was, I think, what was it, about a month or 2 months ago, when it was at it had went back down to 29 bucks. That's, I think it was a maybe a month or 2 months ago. But ever since then, it's just been climbing. And again, the reason why, when like on Tuesday, because now that you heard about this federal judge claiming that President Trump's tariffs are illegal. I don't think she used. I forgot if it was a lady or a guy. I think it was a female federal judge. I don't think the exact words were illegal. I think she said something that he overstepped his rights or something, about for the tariffs and stuff. Obviously, there's going to be an appeal going all the way to the Supreme Court. So that's what her stance was, that federal judge. So Tuesday, we're going to see what the stock markets are going to react to that. It's going to be interesting because you know how they always react. But no, they are, Doctor. I was looking at the Eagles the other day. I think they're at 44 or 45 bucks. I think they're 44 or 45 right there. Yeah, I haven't bought it. The last time I told you I bought them was when they were 29 bucks, an ounce. That's the last. That was about 2 months ago. I want to say. I think that's when, a month or 2 months ago. So yeah, I've been going at looking at those little, the little troy ounce, and those little tiny bar ones. I looked at a couple of them, not the 3 troy ounce ones, but the little 1 ounce ones they have, and just to get a couple of those. Uh, but I might get a few 3 troy ones, just to, have a couple. Not get like 100 or anything, but just like 5 of them or something. Just to have a couple of on hand. But yeah, so we'll see what happens on Tuesday. How the markets react, and the thing is, when you see the silver and the gold keep going up at all this time, and that's actually not a good thing. Yeah, you buy silver and gold to protect your wealth, not as an investment to protect your wealth for you, your family, and stuff. It's not to get rich. Like, oh yeah, gold went up, $100 today. Silver went up $2 today. Now, it's at this amount. I'm gonna go cash in and stuff, and no, it's like an insurance policy. You know, you buy life insurance, right? So God forbid something happens, you pass away, you leave wealth behind to your family. So that's the same thing what gold and silver does. You know, God forbid something happens, to the stock market, it crashes. You have gold and silver. It's going to go back to the old bartering days. Hey, Lord Doc, can you give me 3 cases of your water, your 24 packs of water, and I'll give you, 2 silver eagles or 3 silver eagles, whatever the case may be. We're gonna go back to those days, the bartering days, that's how it was back then, and that's you hold on to the silver dollars, and the thing is, these are all recognizable all around the world. I could have a gold eagle, silver eagle. I could go to Mexico. I could go to China. I could go to Russia. I could go to India. I could go to Pakistan, and they're all recognizable all around the world. You could cash it in wherever you may be. Yeah, I could go to France, cash in the silver dollar, and I'll get cash for it. So it's recognizable all around the world. And with a dollar, if the market crashed, that dollar bill, $10 bill, 20, whatever it is, they ain't gonna want that. That's gonna be worthless to them. I go, you have a silver eagle, you have a $20 St. Gaudens coin, a gold dollar coin. or the $50 Buffalo gold coin, those are going to be, valuable, and they'll cash it in for you. You know, I junk silver. I got a lot of that too. The old constitutional ones, the Mercury dimes, the Franklin half dollars, the Walking Liberty half dollars, the Kennedy half dollars when they were actually the full silver, and then I still got the ones that were 40% silver, which are still good. I've gotten some in change at the stores before, but I don't use. I keep those even though they're 40% silver. I still hold on to those. I keep those. Um, yeah, you got the old the standing Liberty lady, those quarters before the Washington quarters, the barber quarters. You had the before the Roosevelt dimes, the silver dimes, the Mercury dimes, and yeah, and all those, all the junk constitutional silver coins. Those are good. Those are good. Um, and I've taught my nephew saving all those coins because those are going to be worth exchanging, bartering with other people too. Uh, Let me see. Okay, the Buffalo is 24 karat, correct? The American Gold Eagle is 22 karat, but it has one full troy ounce of 24 karat gold after the copper and silver is extracted. No, you're right on that. Yeah. Yeah, I remember reading that because I got one. I just only got one of the Buffalo one. I just wanted it because I liked it. You know, the at the time I got it the first year it came out in 2007. At that time, it was only gold was 700 and something an ounce, and that's how much I paid for it. It was like I think $760 at the time. That's how much it cost in 2007. But no, you're right on that, Doc. Yeah, the 22 karat. Yeah, because it's I think it's 4.9999 uh, ounces of silver. I mean gold, for the gold eagle, the gold buffalo. I mean, yeah. If I'm correct, yeah. Point is it 4 nines? Yeah, and yeah, and then yeah, you got the St. Gaudens one, the eagle. The buffalo one, the gold one. Yeah. No, I like it. I like it when it was on the nickel. The nickel one. I like it. I still like it on the gold coin. I mean, I just got it because I just wanted to have one. But if I'm gonna stick with the gold ones, I'm gonna stick with the eagle ones as well. Uh, the like the original one, like the St. Gaudens ones. Those, right, Lord Doc? Hey Zal, how you doing? I'm doing good, Zal. Salute to you. No, I know, Doc. Yeah, I know that's your opinion. I know. No, but hey, as long as we have the gold, right? That's all that matters. That's all that matters. Uh, yeah, salute to you, Zal. I hope you're doing good. I hope everything's going good with you and the family. Everything's going good at home and everything. Um, yeah, those were beautiful ones. Um, the St. Gaudens ones from the 1900s to like the teens into the 20s. Those were beautiful coins. I love the original ones when they came out. I appreciate that, Zal. Thanks a lot. Uh, let me see. Yeah, yeah, those were the great ones. Um, but yeah, earlier, Zal, I'm not sure if you were in earlier, but yeah, I started this live, like I said, because I just wanted to thank everyone and happy Labor Day for all the accomplishments, achievements, for everyone for all the hard work they've done here in our country, all of our fellow Americans that work their asses off, and help support their families and everything. and so that's all. And then me and Doc started getting into the silver and gold, and one of my favorite topics, and I know he's real passionate about it, just as I am as well. Oh, the Cape Bust coins, the flowing hair. Yeah, those are great. Yeah, the flowing hair one, that was the first one. I think it was 1790. Well, 89. No, that was our 92, I believe. 1792. The flowing hair, I believe that was the first year it came out. The Cape Bust ones, I think that was the 90s as well, or the early 1800s. The Seated Liberty ones, I think I can't remember those. I don't know if it was the late 18, the mid 1850s or 60s. I could be wrong on those. Um, I know the flowing hair one was I believe 1792. Uh, you were learning how to grade them, and then you got distracted with beefing on YouTube all the time. Yeah, I never got into, like, not that I didn't want to, like, learning how to grade them. I just I never had the time, or never really, like, wanted to. I just never wanted to. That was it. Yeah, Zal. I know. I'm following that. I got some people that know a lot about, and I know. Yeah, I know some people that you know uh, who inform me occasionally, every now, what's going on, about the ships and stuff, about President Nicolas Maduro of Venezuela. So I'm always kept in the loop about what's going on over there. Trust me, I'm not kept out of the loop. I'm always kept informed of what's going on. Uh, Thank you, God's chosen. I appreciate you, and all of you here that are in the chat. I appreciate you. Uh, yeah, no, it is. It is Zal. It's wild, and I've seen it. I've seen some shorts that someone or that Nicolas Maduro puts out. That guy, first of all, the guy's a loser, man. And that military, that Venezuelan military, I mean, we got a couple of missile destroyer ships out there, and about so many 4,000 or so U.S. Marines out there. Man, they ain't nothing for us. That their military ain't nothing for us. Trust me. You could just send in the U.S. Marines there in the country, and we would destroy them. And one day, and one day, you know, they don't got the power, the might, the force that we have. They think they do. They talk the talk, but they don't walk the walk. He does, per se. He talks the talk, but he don't walk the walk. They don't got the might, the force. They could be out, and we could be out in the international waters, fire off missiles, and boom, that's it. We don't even have to have boots in the ground in that country, which we never will. And I will not stand for that. No way. Oh no, trust me. We know where he's at. Trust me, we know where he's at. uh, yeah. No, we know where he's at. uh, Hello, G. Nice. Thank you to see everyone. I'm not typing there, people in the chat. I see you all. I'm just chatting away. He is Doc. He is illegitimate. The only reason why people vote for him is because he's just like, what is it, like, not forcing you. Well, yeah, forcing them, but it's how do you say it? He's um, kind of like just saying that if you don't do it, then I'm going to do this to you guys. Uh, yeah. Yeah, no, yeah, they think they can say anything. That's right. Yeah, G nice. Yep, they are, Zal. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, they are. But uh, and I just want to say, you know, To all my fellow brothers and sisters out there serving in our armed forces, which is the U.S. Marine Corps, the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, the Space Force, the Coast Guard. I want to thank all of them for their service, whether it's stateside or in overseas. They do a lot of the hard work, and you know what? Honestly, I'm tired of all these wars that we're helping to support or engage in. You know what? And we honestly we need to be taking care of our own people here at home, our veterans that are homeless in the streets, and are just in general our American citizens that are here in the streets, homeless, and kids and pets that are in the streets with the homeless as well. We're over here spending billions of dollars in other countries, not but no, our people need to come first. Let whether it's South America, whether it's Asia, whether it's Europe, let them deal with that over there. They got money, they got military over there. We need to take care of our own people. People can't come begging us for stuff. I'm tired. I'm tired of this already. It's not right. If we got other innocent soldiers from other countries dying because they're fighting against each other. That's not right. That's not right. You got countries going to hell in the Middle East and in Europe. It's not right, man. We need to focus on ourselves. Let those people deal with over there. We got our stuff to deal with back at home. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, those people over there, and I don't like to say names of a lot of people, and you all here in the chat, I appreciate you, but you know who I'm talking about when I say over there. Yeah, and they got per year. They are millionaires. Yeah, they are. They are, Doc. Yeah, they are. But yeah, you know what? And we gotta make our place safe here at home. And one thing I know, I don't like to get like political a lot, but you know what? What's unfortunate is you got people in our own government who don't like a lot of the stuff that's going on in Washington D.C. You know, I'm not saying I'm for one or another side or whatever, but we got our National Guard helping out to clean up DC, which is a good thing. You got federal agents helping out with the crime, and then the Metropolitan Police out there. I mean, that's a common sense thing, right? Wouldn't you want people to help out with crime to lower the crime there? If you were to ask someone that, why wouldn't you want that? And see, the people don't have common sense, and it seems to be it's all these politicians. They're the ones that seem to be illiterate on all this stuff. It's because it's because they don't know what's going on. They do know, but they don't. I don't know if that makes sense to people, but it's because they keep saying that the current government, the current administration, this current President Donald Trump, and I'm going to be open up front with everyone. Yes, I voted for the man 3 times, 2016, 2020, 2024. And you know what? And I'm glad he's doing what the hell he's doing. I'm glad he sent the troops down to LA in my hometown. I'm glad he sent the Marines. And for whatever reason people want to say, you know what they're doing in Washington, D.C., I'm happy. And I hope he keeps sending them to other cities to help clean up, because our country needs to be fixed. And people keep saying he's a dictator, he's a communist, a fascist. If you ask someone right now on the street, what's the difference between a fascist, a communist, a socialist? I bet you they cannot tell you what a fascist is. What's the difference between a fascist, a socialist, a communist, a dictator, an authoritarian. What is the difference? Can someone tell me what each difference is with everyone? And exactly, Doc. I say I like that one right there. We got people and kids starving here, but Ukraine gets hundreds of billions to save their pension, and that's exactly true. That's exactly true. Uh, I no, I agree with that. I agree with that, Doc, about the whole Epstein list. Though I agree. I agree. And there, I don't know what There's so much stuff going on with that. I I don't know. I hope something comes up. I can't say, but because there's still a lot of people up there in the DOJ that's hiding stuff. It's who knows? It could be the current AG. People behind her saying stuff. People that she's seen that is hiding people. Possibly. Who knows? Possibly she could be in on it. I don't know. And it's just unfortunate. That. But I just I'm just wanting what's best for us, for our country. I know that Epstein list is a big thing, though. It has been the right thing right now. It has been, and I agree with you. I agree with you. But that seems it hasn't been gaining steam lately. Like it has been coming up a lot. But hey, I mean, the previous administration, I don't know if they were hiding it or someone had it. I mean, if they did have it, I mean, then they should have brought it out. If they really wanted to hurt, you know, the current president, then they could have released it. Or there's reasons why. You know how government is so evil, it's so corrupt. That's how it is. That's how it is. Me, I've always loved political history since growing up. I've always loved how our country evolved through our political history. Not current how it is now, but how it's grown to be. Our U.S. history, and that includes our wars and how they were fought. I've always studied it, and if you might want to say that I'm kind of like some of those people that come out and like generals and stuff that come on and talk about tactical stuff. I'm not like an expert at that level, but I've always studied, like tactical stuff, especially World War II, like General Douglas MacArthur, Eisenhower, and George Patton. Awesome, some of the greatest generals around, and I've always loved our great history, and the way it is now. It's not great. It's falling apart. To be honest with you, the hard work that our hardworking Americans that are working constantly every day, and for this Labor Day, and what they do to accomplish for their daily lives, to put food on the table for their families, or if not, just for themselves, if they're just single, or if they don't have families. That's what I look at it as. Let me see. Let me look back at this chat. Okay, yeah, I wasn't. Um, oh, oh, yeah, I'm reading yours, Doc, right here. He's doing good stuff, but the whole sweeping the list under the rug shit is not a good call at all. No, I agree. No, I agree with you. I'm not hiding that from you. I'm honest with that. It's, it is seems that's what it seems to be. That it's not just him. It's probably not so much him. I want to say that's just my opinion. There's some people surrounding him that are still the establishment people that are giving them the guidance and the advice, that those are the people. It's not so much. It's just my opinion, my view. That say like they say they gave him the list, and he would say like, "No, nah, okay, just throw it away, hide it." It's people that are surrounding him in his inner circle. Some of his people. Not saying it's everyone, not maybe cabinet members, or could be some of could be some of his advisors, senior advisors, that could be. There's still some of those establishment people, and that are giving him that advice, that bad advice, and he's taking it. He's falling for the bait, and which I don't see how he could be, being an intelligent person. Yeah, it doesn't matter just because you've been in business for all this so many years, over 30 plus years, you're able to make intelligent decisions on your own. I don't need you, Doc. If I was gonna buy, let's just say 1,000, silver eagles, and you said no, I just only buy 500. I go, I don't need you to tell me to buy 500. I go, I'm gonna buy whatever the hell I want. I'm gonna buy 1,000 silver eagles. I don't need your advice. If you told me a reason why, oh, I said because tomorrow the market is gonna go down to $25. And if you knew that, I don't know how you know that, and then that'll be funny because the next day it did. I'll be like, damn, man. But no, but going off of that though, I think it's because there's people within his inner circle which are still the establishment, and that's why that's what I believe, because that happened with people in his first term. There's people that are more, how do you say, better, I guess you want to say, people that are more aligned with his vision, his what he goes with this time around. But there's still people out there that are still little conniving, little thieves around there that are trying to steal, his vision away from him and giving him the wrong advice. But he, and so I'm hoping though, that this stuff does come out. That people, they say that no, there's nothing, no list or anything. Like I said, they went down there to interview his girlfriend or whatever, but she was saying this, and they're saying that her dad or whatever was part of the Mossad, the Israeli intelligence, and all this stuff. So there's a lot of weird, stuff going on. And it's that with the Israeli intelligence, with Mossad and stuff, it's weird, man. It's weird how a lot of this stuff goes on. You know, it's hard to say. You got coming up. Next month you got Bill Clinton coming up to testify. He has a subpoena, but what's it called? Who knows? They're probably gonna plead the fifth, right? I can't. My lawyer advised me. I'm not going to answer that question. I'm going to plead the Fifth Amendment. Well, they have every right to, right? But if you were so innocent, then you would answer the question, right? But you wouldn't want to incriminate yourself. So, well, you just go plead the Fifth, So, hey, okay, let me go back. Sorry, Doc. I'm going back to read all your comments. And saying everything off themselves. Yeah, no, I agree with this one, Doc. Yep. We knew it was taken out. That happens to, everyone knows that. I know that. Yep. Exactly right. See, I would love honestly to run for Congress. I would for my district, House of Representatives. I would love to be honest with you. How I would love to run for president of the United States. Hey, I'm of age already. I'm 39. So I mean, well, you got to be 35 years old. So I'm sure. I'm sure. I'm pretty sure I'll win California. I, uh, oh, no, that's cool, Doc. Scrambling your eggs. All right, awesome. Yeah, I bought some. I bought some eggs at the commissary or at the store out in town too. There's some Korean. Well, they're from Korean chickens. I mean, they're brown eggs, right? Cage free. So hey, they're good. No, yeah, I agree with that. Cash Patel is a full blown liar. There was an interview they did, and yeah, you could just tell in their faces, like their eyes, like they were worried, nervous of speaking him. Like they didn't want to like speak out against when they were doing like an interview that one time. Yep, exactly right. See, I just said that. G nice. Uh, the thing about it is there's a whole bunch of people on that list, not just Trump. Yeah, right, G nice. Yeah, exactly. I don't know a bunch of the people on that list. I mean, I know, I know, I know there were photos of President Trump on that list, and there was, I guess, a couple of times that Mar-a-Lago he was there, and I guess for like social events, and I guess he kicked them out, like banned them from there because he was stealing the workers that worked there. If I recall correctly, correct me if I'm wrong. Uh, that Donald Trump had working there, like servers, like waitresses that were working there, like servers and stuff. And Epstein was like stealing them. I don't know how he was doing. He was doing it, but and I guess Trump caught wind of it, and that's when he kicked them out and banned them from there. I'm not sure when this was. I guess it was the early 2000s or sometime in the 90s or something. But correct me if I'm wrong on that. But I believe that's what I heard from a reporter who was doing an interview, a podcast. Yeah, no, I agree with Eugene Nice. Like I said, I as much as I have the support of him, and like I said, I'm straightforward. I'm open on it. I I still supporter of him, but I believe there's so much stuff, not just because of the list, the island, and all that stuff. There's way more stuff that goes beyond that list. It's not just that the island, and what occurred. There's so much stuff that with the CIA, the Mossad, and all that stuff. All that the other governments involved, Israeli government, and I can't say confirm that, but there's so much stuff that went on, including them. Just look like the guy that they caught in Las Vegas. There's so much sick stuff, you know. Um, yeah. Ah, Doc, 500 is a monster box. Man, I want to get me a 500. Man. I, I, well, I don't need to listen to you, Doc, about the silver. You know that. But I still do. Like when I read your post the other day. I'm sorry, I'm going back slowly. Um, like, to the comments because when I'm looking straight at the camera because I want people to see me directly, like how when I'm speaking and how I'm up front, like how I'm still a supporter of President Trump and other than of course with the Epstein list, it pisses me off too. I'm not like on a rampage or anything about it, like every day, like F this, fuck this, and shit. I just, I wanted to come out. I just want more, stuff to be taken care of right now. I'm hoping people are working on this. Some other top people, I hope. I'm just praying. I just hope it does. That's all I can do. I'm not gonna stress about it. Uh, any more than other people, our whole, people in our country are. You know, there's a lot of more stuff going on, and then that we're focusing on, and I hope it does come out, and I want everyone to know that about me. That this is who I am, and people know where I stand for, and where I stand on. And I like people to know that about me, how truthful I am. I'm not some person just hiding you know, behind the curtain and saying, "Oh no, I don't hide myself." Oh yeah, does he like this person? Does he support him or her? Does support this? I'm not afraid to disclose who I support or who not. I go, no, I'm not. No, that's not who I am. But I support you, Doc, about the silver. I support you. That's right, but that doesn't count because you already knew exactly. Yeah, I already knew, but I still support. Fredo, yeah, apologize for that. I'm just getting to this now. I'm just, like I said, I'm just going on a small little rant. I was just, like I said, talking to everyone right here. I'm going to the comments now. California, the same state that allowed that illegal to gain CDL and kill those people on the highway, making it deadly. Okay, good point, Fredo. You know, I'm. That's a good thing you brought that up. You know why? That person driving that truck, when I saw that pissed me off, man. I just not like in a enraged, like super angry way. Yeah, it hurt me inside, and it made me upset. And it just hurt me. It hurt me inside. All three like combined. Because whoever was in there, I don't know the individuals. Like I don't know. I didn't see who was those people that perished in that vehicle. I don't know who they were. They didn't show the faces, or if they were all family or just like who they were. I didn't see the news because obviously that was locally in Florida. But I have to probably Google it to go back. But that's exactly because those individuals had a CDL for my state of California, and then when they were in New Mexico, the body cam footage from that cop that was pulled up, it showed the cop speaking to that individual, man, and the cop was speaking to him, and the guy was responding to him, and the cop couldn't really understand him, and when he was responding and speaking to him, and kind of went back and forth when they were speaking, and the cop just from New Mexico just wrote him a ticket, and he let him go on his way, and that's unfortunate. And then you got like three, and it ended up with three people, Americans, that perished, which is sad to hear. And you got like about 3 million or so people recently that signed up, that have been signing. What do you call that? Signing whatever it's called, like support for this guy or whatever. I go, you know what? I'm just curious to know who are these three people that would support an individual like this, who's in this country illegally. And I tell everyone straight out, I love and support my country. If you're here illegally, I don't care who you are, you need to be kicked the hell out. I go, you don't belong in this country. You see these stars and stripes behind me and the Marine Corps flag? I go, hey, we have laws and stuff. You think I would be able to go be working if I was in Thailand illegally, or I would just enter that country? You know what they would do to me over there, or in China, or in Russia, or in France, in Italy? If I entered there, they found that I was illegal. Oh, you'd be surprised what those countries, those people, they don't mess around over there. You get your butt kicked, you get your ass kicked, you get your ass thrown in jail. There ain't no due process over there. You probably go to court. I mean, maybe not even that. Probably the judges make a decision right there the same day. No, he's going to jail for 10 years, 20 years. So I make my stance when I tell people where I stand at, and whether you like it or not, hey, oh well, you don't have to like me or for what my decisions are. I go because people need to be aware of our laws. I go there's many there's U.S. codes and there's 18 USC codes that go to a lot of immigration laws. And if people need to understand what they are, then you need to educate yourself because many of these people protesting, well, especially here in my city, Los Angeles, what was it, a few months ago, all these people are out here, unfortunately, yelling in the faces of the National Guard. And then when they sent the Marines over here, and remember, they were only here to protect the federal buildings. They weren't here to initiate law enforcement, to initiate law enforcement duties, arrest people. However, there is a law in the books that says they can perform law enforcement duties, meaning arrest people. I don't remember the law, but you can go look it up yourself that they can do it under certain emergency circumstances. So, but they were not there to do that. They were there to protect the federal agents and the buildings in LA, which you saw the federal detention center, and then that LA that Veterans Affairs Clinic, that medical center, and which I have been to right there. Um, and that's it's people need to understand that, and it's just you know the times we're living in, people don't understand. They're not educated in school these days. They're not. I'm sure if you go back in our early days of our country, it would have been a different time. You wouldn't be seeing this stuff. If you would have went back to the days of Teddy Roosevelt, you would have went, John F. Kennedy, Ronald Reagan, days like that, this stuff, that time, Abraham Lincoln, these days would have been different, you know, and people need to understand that about our laws, you know, uh, and I've and there's people that have befriended me just because of my stance on all this stuff. It's okay. I will always stand my state what I stand by, and those are my opinions and everything. And whether people like them or not, hey, oh well. uh, or Doc, I heard they were letting loose. Uh, I think so. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that. To read right. I, I would say, about that. I would say probably in my state of California. I would say they might even let you pass the written exam and without even knowing how to read signs or stuff like that. uh, Zal. Oh, okay. I'm sorry, Zal. I'm getting back to the messages now, comments. No, because I was just I was just talking into the screen, like I was saying earlier. You said, "How about the alien stuff?" I've been hearing because in the air, I've been seeing shit. You mean like actual aliens? Is that what you mean? How about the alien? Wow. I don't know about the actual aliens, UFOs, flying saucers. That's a whole different story. I'm not gonna say about that. Yeah, that's a that's a whole different thing for me. um, and I'm just like, oh, and we can't even really talk about what we see. Yeah, exactly, exactly. You got it. You got it. I see. Exactly right. Yeah. Yep. The UFOs. The UFOs. That's right. That's right. Yeah. No, but it's creepy. It is creepy. But I'm gonna say though, I honestly, I don't believe in that stuff. Aliens. To be honest with you, I know they got UFO. I mean, Area 51, all this stuff. I go, if I were the president, I would say, you know what? I want to go over there right now. Take me over there. Yeah, they'd probably be hiding everything and stuff before I even arrive. But I don't believe it until I actually see one live in person. Then I would probably believe it. But I don't believe in no aliens, man. I go, I do believe aliens are probably the demons. They're the demons. They're that are delivered here. Well, they're prior God. They were angels that that were with God at one point, but they ended up committing wrongdoings at the time. So hey, they went to hell as well. So hey, those are the demons for you. Those are the devil's his minions. So those are the aliens. Those are the demons. That's just my theory. I don't know. I will unless I really see one. I want to see one walk with me, walk in person. Not an AI alien. I want to see it out there in the desert. Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, but like I said, I don't know. I go. I need to see it in person. I want to see the little black eyes, and not. It's not. It can't be AI, man. No AI stuff, man. Yeah, yeah. I mean, honestly, they're probably demons, man. They're probably from. They probably at one time were angels, but they committed wrongdoing, so now they're part of, the devil's minions now. So he sends them out. They're people think they're aliens and whatnot, no, but they're actual demons. you know, I don't know. So I can't really say, speak about, and all this, you know, the whole space deal stuff. I'm not. I don't know. I don't really speak about the space stuff because I don't know about it. Like them saying we're gonna go to Mars in 2 years, 3 years, or there's life on Mars, or there's animals, or I don't know. I can't say that. I don't know. You know, who knows? Who knows? I mean, there's different gases up there. Temperatures are different. I don't know. Until they really go over there, then we'll believe it. But I can't really say. I can't. What can we see? What can you say? You know. I mean, all right. Well, they said we could get there. What was it? 2 years or 3 years? Something like that. All right. Well, we don't want no. We don't want no scientific person. No. Well, let me go. I'll go with some person. That way we could say we sent a regular person up there, not just all NASA people and then scientists. No, send the actual regular person who could actually report back. Oh yeah, we did actually go over there. Send someone who's just a regular person who does want to go. But yeah, that's just the way I see it. I just call it the way I see it, and I just speak the way I speak, and that's how I call it. Um, I call it the way it is, and I know many people probably might disagree with me, but regard. Okay, Zell. Okay, well, yeah, you take care. Have a great day at work. Be safe, and you have a great Labor Day, and stay safe out there in the streets, and be careful. Okay. God bless. Take care. Uh, but thank you, everyone. Yeah, for the four individuals that are in here, I appreciate you all. I know it's not many over here, but hey, it's always great to at least have three or four individuals in here. And I know, I know when I come here do lives, I know my topics, my discussions might not be to the best of what others want to hear, are the environment that many others want to be in. But it's okay because I'm not I'm not catering to a certain crew or crowd that that they want to listen to and be part of. So uh, that's why usually I'm only within like maybe 10 individuals in my lives or less, because I don't cater to certain crews or crowds on lives or panels. And um, and that's just the way it is. I'm not here looking for views or clicks or anything like that to get numbers up or anything. No, that's not who I am. I just come here to speak my mind, be frank, and speak bluntly about what's going on and what I'm doing. I'm not here to talk about anyone else's channel or talk behind people's backs or anything like that and what's going on over there on that other channel. I'm not here to talk about people behind their backs, what's going on his or her panel or that. That's not me. That's not who I am. And that's why, like I said, that's why my channel is usually no more than like 10 people, sometimes even less than that. Sometimes when I'm doing live, maybe at the most it might be 6 7 people, and that's perfectly fine with me because I said I'm not here for all the likes or views and anything like that. I stick to a certain community, a certain group of people who just enjoy listening to me speak, and that's it. I just enjoy speaking to my loyal supporters, as you can see at the bottom, as I say, and those are my loyal supporters who have always been with me here, and on my and subscribe to me, and they know that I do not cater to other panels or anything like that in my environment here in my lives. Uh, I don't I don't I don't participate in any of that activity, and so that's how it is, and I know it's people. Um, I know people. That's why they probably figure that it's boring over here. They're like, nah, I don't want to be over here. There ain't nothing to talk about. I want to talk about, and I'm going to bring up names. That's why in my panel, most people. Well, that's what I said, Doc. That's what I said, Doc. You didn't? Did you hear me? That? Hold on, hold on. Oh, hold on, just a second. Okay, there we go. Let me see. Okay, there we go. No, yeah, no, I said it's not demons. Yeah, I said I think it's demons. No, Doc. Yeah, no, I was saying. I'm sure. Yeah, you were probably hearing what I was. Yeah, saying a little while ago. No, I was saying that. I probably. Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, hopefully you had a good breakfast. No, yeah, Doc. No, I was saying. Yeah, I was saying no. I've my when I do my lives, and you know how they are. I'm probably not the most entertaining people like others, and I'll mention like one or two names or anything, but and because I know other lives or other panels and always catering and back and forth, and I don't cater to back and forth environments and crowds because I know that's what drives that environment, and I don't do that, and you know that, Doc, about me. um, and I know one of the big one is an example is Mr. Mike Zerone, the great and just Mike Zerone, right? And just like you said in the past, and like me, I don't have an issue with him. I've never have him being up on my panel. I've never have. We've always had frank discussions, me and him on my panel. And when someone knows he's up on my panel, they hop in, and then that's where the fighting starts happening. And that's where everything happens, and people discuss that with him and everything. And like I said, I've never had an issue with him. I don't, and never will I have. I don't know. Like I said, I don't bring up stuff in the past with it. I don't know what's happened in the past. I don't know. I don't know if he's a yeah, awesome. Eggs, bacon, and toast. Nice, nice. Yeah, I do too, Doc. And like I said, I'm being blunt with you, and everyone who else is probably listening. The other three people. There's four people, but including yourself, so it should be three. Uh, I go, I'm being blunt. I go, I don't have an issue with Mike Cerrone. I go, I don't know what he's done in the past or whatever, that people always keep arguing, and that he's a cop or a agent or whatever and stuff, or he cleans carpets or whatever. I go, look, man. I said, I don't think I've said this, but honestly, who cares? Who cares what he does, man? If he cleans carpets or whatever, rugs, or who cares? If he's a shampoo cleaner, the carpets, shampoos carpets, who cares? I go, hey, he has a job, right? Who cares? I don't care. If he lives at his mom's house, who cares? I don't care. I go, you know what? At least he's saving money, right? That's the way I look at it. Look, people, I want to tell you all something. Look, hey, I travel the world a lot, or I live out of state when I do work. I go, I don't have a home. I don't own an apartment. When I go home, I either stay at my mom's place, my mom's apartment, or at my sister's house in Anaheim. I go, so what's the big deal with that? I'd rather live with family than live in my own place. And first of all, rent's expensive as high in LA County and in Anaheim. So I don't care. I don't care living in my mom's apartment with my younger sister and older brother. I mean, what's the big deal with that, right? Hey, I'm living with family. I love my family. Always have loved my family. Never had no issues with them. So I will always do that. It's true. They're always dear to my heart. And so, who cares? I don't care about that. And there's only one person I don't like really, and that's because he put my kid. Oh, okay. I don't care about. Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about, but no, and I concur with that. I concur with that. Yeah, no, that's a big no. And you know what? And that stretches it too far when it goes with the kids. If someone were saying stuff about like my family or whatever, or parents or siblings or anything like that, that's a different story for me. I go, but I would just be like, all right, whatever, man. But no, kids, that's I draw the red line right there. That's a no. Yeah, same here. I'm good. I'm good with Zal. Zal knows that. She's always welcome up on my panel anytime. And you saw her; she was in the chat. We were having a little cordial discussion in the chat. So you were just talking shit because I was trying to piss off, who? But I won't be bringing up. Okay, yeah, okay, gotcha. Understand, but yeah, no, I hear you. I know what you mean. I do really feel bad for her. People are always attacking her. It's time to get. Yeah, I know it is. I hear it all the time, and I'll be honest. Trust me. There's places where there's other panels. Sometimes I'm not gonna lie. Hey, I'll go hiding behind the bushes, and I'll just be listening to stuff. What's going on? But and I hear people saying stuff about her and everything, and just arguing, talking back and forth, and I just can't deal with this. I was like, you know what, man, I'm tired of this stuff, man. I'm tired of this shit. I'm like, man, it's just this is all you guys do all day for like 5, 6, 7 hours, just on a live, just talking, arguing, just fighting about people. I'm like, my goodness, man. Get a life. Go outside, go work, man. Go outside like you do. You go in the backyard or go work out, do something. And by the way, and that's a good thing you do. At least you're doing something. Yeah, that's good. You know, uh, I mean, people are just sitting down their computers and 5-6 hours or whatever. At least you're being productive. You work your regular job, and well, if not, if it's your day off or something. At least you're out there in the backyard. With King. Running around with him, throwing the ball or whatever, and or working out. That's a good thing. And but other people, man, shit, just up here, just talking shit, bullshitting, and man, my goodness, man, I'm like, that's why I cut this shit out. I gotta go. I gotta go. That's what I'll say. I'll be like, I'm done, man. I gotta cut this out, man. Yeah, I know, but it's I can't believe it's been a while. So, what'd you say? It says King's pissed off at me at the moment. I tricked him into his bath. Yeah, no, I saw that. Remember, I told you earlier. You posted that up. He tricked him into his bath. Also, he don't like his baths. Oh man, but yeah, no, it's great. No, you know I enjoy doing my lives, my small lives, and G Nice. I don't even remember G Nice. Where do I know you from? I can't remember. Life is a way too short, and we are battling our own demons. And if we realize we are all going through something, and you know what? And that's a fact. And uh, we do battle our own demons. And life is too short, and we are all going through something. And that's true. And a lot of the demons, G Nice, and I'm sure you know all of this. A lot of those demons are here on YouTube. A lot of those demons are here on YouTube, and I'm sure you know that. Um, I I'm gonna say I hope I'm right on this, but I'm gonna say I'm not one of those demons. I'm hope I'm right on that. If I'm wrong, someone please correct me on that. You know, but I don't think I'm one of those demons. And by demons, you know what I mean. You know, um, but we are all going through something, and that is true. We all go through something, and I know I am. You know, um, with stuff in life. And G Nice with G Nice. Let me see, Doc. Doc says G Nice has been around. You remember? He's a good guy. I'm trying to remember, Doc. I don't remember. Ah, let me see. G Nice says, "Hell no, not a demon. Never. I've always seen you support." Appreciate that, G Nice. Appreciate that. Yeah, and again, and I'm looking straight into the camera up here. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Most of the times that I've done my lives, I mean, you've seen me. I'm not sure how long I've known you. I can't remember. Honestly, I can't remember since when. But you. There's only been one time, one or two times, and Doc knows that one time. I'm not sure you were around when that one time, but I don't think I was a demon at that point. But it was just a unfortunate situation and an upset moment. Let's just put it that way. You know. Uh, hey, G Nice says, "Hey Doc, what's up, brother?" Uh, Doc saying, "Salute to G Nice. Just another day surviving." And G Nice says, "Way back, VIX panel, all in channels." Okay, yeah, of course. Yep, yep. That's I've always been there. VIX panels. Yep. Speaking of him, speaking of the devil, I wonder where he's at. And I say devil, jokingly. Not not in that sense, of a demon, but I mean, I don't know how to say that, but uh, but yeah, G Nice, I appreciate you stopping by. Uh, I wasn't sure you were gonna be stopping by, and again, and I'm being honest, being straightforward with you. I couldn't remember, honestly. Um, let's see, Gina might have been COVID tight. Okay, gotcha. COVID days. Okay, okay. Well, you got hey, G Nice. I did a short the other day. I think yesterday or the day Saturday. Like, well, because I'm over here in South Korea right now. I'm working at the army base. But I did a short like 2 days ago. I don't know if you saw it. Um, uh, if you want to take a look at it, it's 3 minutes long because I think that's the max time frame you can do is 3 minutes on the short. You check it out. I was just out in the street um, when I went out on what was it, Saturday night for a little bit. Yeah, yeah, I was overseas. Yeah, yeah, I've been doing a lot of overseas work and some stateside work too. Ah, okay. Yeah, and 2023, that was my last year overseas. Um, I was in Africa. Yes, I was in the country of Malawi, and the capital city of is Lilongwe. Yeah, Malawi. That was when I was in Africa. I appreciate it, G Nice. And if you notice, I I incorrectly said the wrong date. I said April of 2025. So if you, I'm surprised no one commented on that and said that maybe no one gave a damn or nothing. They probably just said whatever. He probably just screwed up, whatever. It's all. I was trying to see if I could edit it. I probably couldn't figure it out, but yeah, you'll catch it. I should have just let you figure it out. But you know, but yeah, no, I appreciate you stopping by. You got to stop by. Um, every now and then, like when I do more lives. Um, I mean, you don't have to be for the whole time, but like a minute or two or whatever, just say what's up you know, and yeah, because I don't. Do you go to any other panels? Gee, nice. Hey, are you still going around any other places or no? Or do you just kind of like just hide back or just lay low? Let me see, Gina. I remember you telling me, and I always thought that was so cool because for one, I always love you, brave people that fight for me to live free, and I don't get to see much but Philly. Ah, okay. Philly. Okay, Philly. Let's see. Oh, okay, not really. Okay, okay. Yeah, no, no. It'll be good to see more of you. Come on here because it's good to see good people like you, like yourself, who are reasonable and who are not here just to engage in confrontations and arguments, just to have decent, you know, uh, conversations, up on the panel and stuff. And, even if you were to come up just to say what's up, I know some people don't like to come up or whatever. They just like to be up. And I seen you pop up and I'm like, damn, that's Ruiz. And Philly. And actually, by the way, I have been to Pennsylvania once in my life, but is it Philly? Not Philly. What's the other damn place in Pennsylvania? Philly. Philly. Not Philly. Oh, Pittsburgh, right? Um, I went there one time, and yeah, I got it. See, I got it before you put it down. Yeah, I went there. I think 2017 2017, when I was working in, I was doing a stateside job in Hartford, in Connecticut. It wasn't so much in Hartford, but it was in the city called Windsor Locks, Connecticut. And then I had like a 4-day weekend, so I drove down to. Um, I went down to Pittsburgh, and I always wanted to go visit. Hey, El Wolf. Hey, salute. Good to see you, man. Salute. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you. Thanks for you guys be safe out there too. You guys are always out there in the streets of LA and all over, man. You and SGV, man, and PLA and everyone, man. You guys be out there, and yeah, no, and G Nice. I went there because I wanted to go visit the uh, the 9/11 memorial for that Flight 93 one. So I went there. I went there to go visit there, and what was that city called? Um, I forgot what that city was called. But I went there to go visit it. At the time, they only had like the white the white walls like of the names of the people, the passengers, and the workers and the pilots. And I guess they were building more of it, of the museum or something. Um, oh, there you go. Yep, Shanksville. Yep, I went there. So I was, man. I always wanted to go there, and I made it there. So I went. I went. Oh yeah, no, my work is good. El Wolf. I'm on. Hey, I'm on the army base, and I'm protected by all the soldiers. They're the ones with all the arms, and I mean, I'm a contractor now, so I'm not armed. But hey, I got my two fists right here. You know, hey, all I can tell these people is just throw down your arms and put up your dukes, man. This is how we do it in East LA, right? Down in East LA, this is how we do it, right? uh, because didn't they say that was? Yeah, they said it was headed either to the Capitol or to the White House. I think it was the White House. I think, yeah, yeah. That's right, G Nice. Never fight a Marine. Never fight a devil dog. That's right. Never fight a devil dog. Never fight a devil dog. And you know what? I want to shoot. Let me put it. Where is it at? Never fight the devil dog. Right there. Never fight him. Or never fight the devil dog. Right there. Yeah. I got to show you all those, man. And there's my sword right there, my NCO sword right there. That's my sword I carry. Yeah, and there's my special duty assignments that I served at right there. I'm the ambassador in blue. That's the special ribbon I have right here. One of my ribbons that I got. And those are 3 special duty assignments where I served at. And El Wolf, this is for you, El Wolf. That's my truck that I bought after serving after all these duties. And my 2017 truck, I bought that truck brand new. That's my 2017 truck. Never had no issues with it. Never had no issues. I know lately there's been recalls on like Fords and some Dodges, or I don't know. I think maybe even some Chevys, but I've never had no recalls or nothing. I after a hard work, I was able to pay this cash, man. I got a good deal off of it. So, but I wanted to show you that, El Wolf. Yeah, Doc. He's a sergeant major. That's a devil dog right there. Gee, nice. I was watching a documentary of the dogs that fight for us. To OMG, yeah, they are. Yeah, and our canines, man, our canines that helped us out in Afghanistan and Iraq. Those are some of our bravest dogs, and I love those canines, man. Our German shepherds out there that helped us out in Afghanistan and Iraq to help sniff out the bombs, the IEDs and stuff. You know, so much love and credit to them, because if it weren't for them, you know, some of my fellow brothers out there, you know, they would have been gone, you know, but they helped out a lot. They helped detect a lot of those IEDs, and thank goodness, thank God. And you know, there are blessings. Those canines, those German shepherds, you know, that's why I love them. Doc, okay. All right, Doc. Thanks. I appreciate you stopping by. Thank you. And you have a great day, and God bless. Okay. Thanks. Take care. Um, G Nice. Yeah, the Afghanistan dog. He got it was still pulling soldiers out. Yeah, exactly. You know, and that's how we treat them, man. We, I mean, us, especially us, the soldiers, and even our police officers. You know, and we I mean, some of the canines, you know, they're with us with the Marine units that we have, canines. We're always training with them, you know, and you know, and it's great. You know, that's why I was never with a canine unit, German Shepherds, you know, in the Marines and stuff. You know, obviously I was in the bomb squad unit or anything like that, but you know, like I said, I'm a big dog lover. I've always loved dogs and stuff, and you know, and they're, like I said, they're coming from God. You know, they're man's best friend. You know, and and that's why we're blessed to have them. Um, some have been adopted by the Marines that used them. I'm pretty sure. I've never asked or anything, and I'm pretty sure, and but I'm pretty sure, and you know, but they're they're blessing, or you know, we're blessed to have them. You know, we're blessed, very blessed to have them. Yeah, no, I appreciate it. Yeah, and I appreciate that all that they have done for us. You know, for our all of our troops overseas and stateside. You know, um, so innocent, right? I always said, "Damn dogs are the perfect picture of nothing but love." Correct. Exactly right. Exactly right. Yep. Yeah. The perfect picture of nothing but love. Yep. Exactly right. Um, but yeah, no, you know, and but yeah, G Nice, you know, it's good to see you again. Even though, you know, hey, again, my apologies, man. I couldn't remember where you came from or anything. Yeah, Doc had to be the one that told me, and you as well. And look, you're the only one in here, man. And I thank you for that. You know, but like I said, I'm not the channel that caters to, you know, different environments. But you know, I always have to preach this to say, um, I've always learned a lot, you know, and from everyone. I've always learned a lot from all the people that I'm subscribed to. A lot of the panels, I've always learned a lot, and and unfortunately, you know, God rest his soul, the great one, the true LES. I've always learned the most from him, because, and I don't got anyone in here right now, but I'm still gonna speak, because he always he always taught even me when I was barely coming up, and about the no drama channel. and he wasn't about the drama. He would, if he saw anything that was going on starting to pick up, oh, he would kick you right off his panel or in the chat. He would kick you out. And I picked that up a lot from him. And he would be just freestyling, free flowing on any topic. He would just be speaking kind of like I am, kind of, whatever's on his mind, whatever came up, or whatever he saw in the chat, what someone brought up, and then he would address. And that's how kind of he did. Yeah. Thanks a lot, El Wolf. I appreciate that. Hey, El Wolf, before you jump off, I know you're probably working or doing something. No, I wanted to address this. There was a great individual before he passed away. God rest his soul. This was about maybe a little over a year ago. He was the true LES. Great guy in this panel. I learned a lot from him. He was a no drama guy on this channel, meaning there's other people on panels that just go up and argue, fighting all the time, and I'm sure Wolf, a lot about that stuff. But if you would see stuff in the chat, people talking stuff or crap or whatever, he kick you right off in the chat too. Or if you were up in the panel or with a few other people and started talking and then started getting into it, oh, he boot you off the panel as well. But I learned a lot from him. Even like right now, there's only 2 people, and there could even be 1 person. And he always said, it don't matter if there's only 2 people or 1 person. The thing is, I'm still going to be talking right here because you know what? It's all about the drama. The people want the drama. Right now, El Wolf, if I started talking bullshit right now and everything, and I would never talk bullshit, nothing. And SGV, PLA, and them, everything, they know me well, and you know that, El Wolf, you know that. And they're some of my best friends. They know that, and you could vouch for that, El Wolf. You know that. But let's just say an example. Let's just say someone was behind the shadows and hiding, and then I just started all of a sudden just started talking shit right now. I mean, SGV and PLA and everything, and I bet you. Yeah, no, I appreciate that, Wolf. Yeah, no, and I am, and I call it like it is as well. And just like you guys, just like you, SGV, PLA, and some of the others, we keep it real. We keep it real as well. And I would never do that. Go behind your guys' back, and on my live or anything, and say, "No, man, their guys are." Just like even when I saw, I was watching a lot of the lives, even when the Marines were out there and then the National Guard were out there, I saw the live. I was watching the lives too. And I'm being straightforward with you. I was like, wow, man. I go, this is rough. Being out there. If I was a Marine, man, I don't know how they're taking it, but I'm surprised, someone didn't say nothing or anything, because, there's some people that can't take it no more, and they would just blow up and say like, oh, shoot, well, fuck you or whatever, and they just can't take it no more, So, but me, because I know what you guys stand for, El Wolf, you, SGV, PLA, and I know what you're standing up for. So I'm standing with you guys, and you know that. So I'm not here or anything here going behind your guys' back or doing anything like that. So you know that, what I'm here for. And I respect your guys' work because what you guys are doing. I've been going back lately and watching a lot of SGV's old videos. Some are, I guess, like 3 or 4 years maybe 5 years back. I think some of them were like he went to post offices too. Sometimes some of them were that, but I'm picking up little bits and pieces of for like his artists because I might want to do one, you know, and just to try it out, just on the street, just through or like in a like a city or a county office or something, in the public area, just to see, just to test it out, But no, I, I no, I appreciate you guys though, and I hope, you could let SGV know, that this is what was coming for me when you get together with him again. I don't know when you guys are gonna head back out, but let him know what this was coming for me. That I stand with you guys no matter what. Whatever else is going on out there. You know, you always see me watching. Sometimes I'm not. I might be maybe for a few minutes, and then I might jump channels. I might go to PLA or somewhere else, or I might just watch a show that I'm watching. So, but that's the reality, and and I appreciate you guys though, and I appreciate you stopping by here and standing by me, and with my work and what I do, for my contracting overseas, for our military, and for what I am currently doing. Some stuff, just cannot be, it has to just be, you know, hush hush, if you're gonna say, you know. Um, but yeah, no, but yeah, no, I always like to, when I watch you guys, like I said, I watch you guys. I only have my phone, so that's why, like, if both of you are live, um, I have to hop channels. Like I did the other day. I was with SGV, and then I go, all right. Then I hopped over to you because I was just then because I'm on my phone. I don't, I'm not on my lap because when I'm watching, I might be on my bed or, that's it. I'm not here on my laptop, and then yeah, and then I have my phone. I have my phone right here or anything. So, but yeah, no, yeah, I appreciate. Yeah, I appreciate you, Wolf. I know you're probably busy. You got work coming up, or you're about to head out. But thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you. It means a lot to me. You guys stopping by. It doesn't matter if it's for a minute, 2 minutes, just to say what's up. And that's all. I appreciate you guys. All you guys always mean a lot. Everyone, all my all my loyal supporters that always stop by here, to support my channel. I really appreciate it because it helped. All my loyal supporters here that always support me, and even though as it may not be a lot of people in here, it just for me it just helps my channel. Um, yeah, you enjoy your rest of your day too, Wolf. Yeah, yeah. Take care. And salute to you. Yeah, God bless you and have a happy Labor Day, and thanks for all your accomplishments and achievements, and for all your hard work that you do, and to help bring food home to the table for you, your family, and everything. And that's what our Labor Day is about. All the accomplishments, and achievements for all the hard work that we all do. So we appreciate that. You know, and yeah, don't forget to let SGV know. You know. That I was here for him today, and because I saw a little bit last night, him out in the street. I don't think I don't think you were on the street last night. No, I know he was. Yeah, um, yeah, I saw a little bit, just a little bit. I didn't see a lot, just a little bit. I was watching a lot of his old videos. I watched a couple of them, maybe like two of them, I think, and that was it. Yeah, before before I was gonna go to bed. But Yeah, no, you know, and yeah, you see people like I know I'm speaking right now. Like there's no one in here, and I and just one person just popped in, and I don't know who that is, but I appreciate you stopping by. And right before I was speaking, you popped in, and I was saying even though there was no one in here, you see, no one was in here, but I go it's okay because I appreciate you just stopping by just to say hello or just to hit the thumbs up button and say you know thumbs up. I just want to hit the thumbs up button and say salute, and that's it. And I appreciate everything. Um, uh, and yeah, no, I appreciate because it's important. Shoot, I'm trying to let me see if I could move. Uh, uh, yeah, no, but yeah, no. Like I was saying though, yeah, no. Everyone that stopped in today, I know Lord Doc stopped in today. Lord Doc stopped in. G Nice, Zal stopped in. El Wolf stopped in. I really appreciate that. Um, uh, who else was in here? Yeah, um, yeah. Who else was in here? I'm trying to go. God's chosen. Stop by. Yeah, like two people stop by. I appreciate that. Even if you're just in here to say hello and then take off and hit the thumbs up button, I appreciate that. I'm not really in here to tell you hit the like button or subscribe or whatever. That's at your choosing. Whether you like my content or not, that's at your discretion for you to like or hit the thumbs up button. You know, I appreciate if people hit the thumbs up button because that means they kind of like me, like my content. Um, if they don't, then that's fine too because um, yeah, they have every right to. You know, but what's it called? I don't get the most people in here. Like I was saying earlier to Lord Doc, no more than 10. At most, maybe I may get like 7, 8 people at the, you know, but it's okay because you know what? I'm not here to entertain content that other people probably want to be on, where in an environment where the content is. Uh, Not what people want to hear. Like right now, um, I only got 2 people. Someone might take off right now, because it's not their environment. They don't want to be in this environment, and that's fine too. This ain't my environment. When I do my lives, everyone already knows. When I do my lives, it's not really the environment that they like to be in. Some people like to be in other environments where it's more, you know, hyped up. The environment is hyped up. There's action going on, and people want to be in that environment. I could most definitely make it that environment. I could start, making hype up things, hype up, and start, making things boom, and get those numbers up in my side, and you know but that's not what I'm all about. I'm about myself, the true person who I am. I'm a, I'm, I speak true to myself, and I'm the true character that I am. You know, I don't pretend to be someone that I'm not. Um, I speak true to who I am, to all my audience, to my audience that are out there, meaning my loyal subscribers and supporters of my channel, on my panel. You guys are all here. You guys are the ones that make my channel grow. Even though if it doesn't grow that much or it always just stays the same, all my loyal supporters and subscribers out there, all you people, you guys are the ones that help my channel grow. Whether whether it consistently stays the same number for however long, you guys are the ones that help me, and I really appreciate that. You know, again, my environment here is not one that people probably want to be in. You know, because they prefer an environment that's more, you know, entertaining or in hyped up environment, and that's not my environment. And I'm true to my word, and I stick to my word, and many people can attest to that. And you know, and that's just the way it is. You know, I'm not a person that tries to rally my base and bring up more people over here so I could bring these numbers up, to bring up 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 people onto my panel and everything, or in the chat. You know, and that's how it is. You know, I am who you see, authentic. I'm authentic. I just free flow, freestyle. I don't pretend to be someone who I'm not. Um, this is what you get is what you get. The true Sergeant Devil Dog, the true Sergeant of the United States Marine Corps. I am who I am. I, I'm not no one I don't pretend to be. So, you know, if if there's something specifically individually that anyone would like to talk to, I always encourage people, come up on the panel, please, or you know, or in the comments. And that's why I always encourage that. I always say, you know, people might not like this comment or of this. Oh, oh, hi, Queen Indie Bomb. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you. I hope you have a happy Labor Day, and thank you for your hard work, your accomplishments and achievements for your work, you know, and everything you do to bring uh, everything home to the table, for all your hard work and accomplishments. And I wanted to say that, you know, because all of us all work hard, and you know, it makes it successful for us to bring, you know, food home to the table for the family. Yeah, and thank you. Happy Labor Day to you as well. Thank you very much for stopping by real quick just to say hi, and yeah, and you be safe today at work also, and take care, and you know, God bless. Um, but yeah, people, I always encourage that. Like I say, I am authentic. I am Sergeant Devil Dog, and you ain't gonna get no authentic than this. Who I am, you know. And if there really is something that someone wants to bring up or address, then I always say, feel free to jump up on the panel or in the chat, and you know, bring it up, and we'll gladly address it, and we'll talk about it. You know, and I'm always open to that. Uh, I always have an open panel right here and an open chat. So feel free to come up and talk about whatever you want to talk about. Now, I highly discourage a lot of drama. Like, I highly discourage that about talking about someone else's other life. It could be addressed, you know, it could be talked about, but getting to a certain a point, not, you know, excessively, you know, at that. So, but it could be talked about, and you know, up to a certain point to where I feel it will be, it's beyond the boundaries already. Well, we're gonna have to cut it. But that's why I'm saying, you know, it is what it is. And I go, if someone really wants to address it here, they want to talk about another panel, whatever, or live, I go, feel free to do it. You could do it here. I'll let you do it up to a certain level, a certain degree, you know, and where I'm gonna have to cut it, you know. You know, and that's why I say I have my panel where, you know, we could discuss all of this. And if you feel like you want to talk about another person's channel or the chat or anywhere about what's going on someone else's chat or live or a panel they did yesterday, feel free. I'm open to that. You could come up here and address it or talk about it. I have no issue with that. And you know, and that it will be addressed right here. We will address it, you know, and we will address it. and we will resolve the matter as peacefully as possible and try to figure out what the deal is going on. and and that's it. That's all I can say, because if we can't address it here, and I have a open door policy here to address other panels, and my panel is open to address it, to address another individual, whatever they want to address, their grievances. If you want to address grievances about someone else, I'm open for that, up to a certain extent. Other than that, if it gets to a certain degree where I'm going to have to cut it, okay. But I wanted to let everyone know that. I know I said it already like twice, but that's where, I'll let it be. But yeah, people, hey, that's why, like I said, I don't condone, any um, any activity or comments that are in any way negative or address uh, family member, or let's just say um, children of that matter. I don't condone that here, and people know that they about someone's kids or anything like that. That I don't condone that here. That's not something that I stand by or nothing like that. No. Mm-mm. and and being explicit um, about talking about certain topics and stuff. Uh, no, I mean we're all adults here, pretty much, and we got to be cautious though about what we discuss too, because there's certain people on some of these panels that I know, and I'm not going to mention it, but there's certain panels that where there's certain topics that are constantly addressed that are just repulsive, and I just don't see how they could constantly be addressing these topics. It's just so repulsive. How can you be discussing this? You know, but the only one reason I feel that they can be doing this is because it's for clicks and views, likes, thumbs up, etc., or to send cash. Um, you know, send them emojis or whatever you want to send, a cash app or whatever. Those are the only reasons why I could think of, you know, and that's about it, Uh, yeah, that's about it. Yep. All right, everyone. I'm gonna end it right here. Um, if anyone has anything they want to address or anything, anyone have anything they want to address, feel free to comment down here, or feel free to comment. uh, Everyone is open to come up anytime they want, or make any comments again, because like I said, thank you for the two people that are in here. I appreciate that, and I know they'll only be here probably for about 1 minute, and then it will drop back down to zero again, because happy Labor Day to both of you, by the way, that are in here. And what's it called? Yeah, like I said, because my lives are not the most entertaining for many people. I will say that, but I got 359 subscribers, and I'm happy with that. I am blessed and happy with that. You know, um, and that's all I can say. I'm blessed with that, and uh, I can't say anything better than to have all those people that subscribe to me, whether they like my channel or not. They rarely hop on once in a great while, it's still a blessing to have their support, you know, and really, I really appreciate that. Well, I'm gonna end my live now, people, um, and I really appreciate everyone, and I hope everyone has the rest of a good, happy Labor Day, and stay safe out there, everyone, uh, and take care, everyone out there, right? Um, so we'll catch you on the next one. Take care. God bless and salute. Take